start, just like I did last night, I'm going to chop a little bit of onion. I remember this onion is really juicy, so I'm not going to use as much as I had kind of a crisper onion. I know, I'm okay. I know, I'm also high, which I was difficult to do. You should see the one I filmed myself, the first one, but with eggplant. Okay. Right, so I'm just chopping some onion. I'm also going to put some tomatoes and some peppers, and Austin says he likes spicy, right? So I'm going to put a little jalapeno in there too.
That's interesting.
I really don't know much about this knife. It's not mine. Definitely cuts nicer than any of the crappy knives I have. It's kind of hard to be a good cook when you don't have the tools to do it, which is like what most people do in college, right?
I mean, yeah, but improvisation is important.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I try to do. I steal this knife from a roommate. I'm chopping up some grape tomatoes. I absolutely love to have a box of grape tomatoes on hand because you can leave them on the counter, just pop them in your mouth like popcorn. But also, I like grape tomatoes because they really hold up their structure. I'm sure if you're going to have a sandwich, with a nice slice of, vine-ripened tomato, big round slice. But for pretty much everything else that I use tomatoes in, I like to keep them really, really firm. They're pretty easy to chop, though. You just slice them down the middle and then cut them into thirds. Alright, so now we've pretty much got vegetables set in our salad. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add some salt and pepper, obviously, and olive oil, and toss it up, and then I'm going to crumble some goat cheese right into the salad. That's what my salad looks like so far. Really pretty vegetables. Really excited to eat that. I'm just going to toss it with some olive oil. I don't know, a tablespoon and a half, 2 tablespoons. I happen to like a lot of olive oil, especially good olive oil. I mean, I only use extra virgin. What I really like is this great Argentinian olive oil called Interrupcion. It's actually a fair trade olive oil, which is really cool. And the olive oil itself is just like the most flavorful olivey olive oil I've ever had. Love it on like bread. I don't know if I would cook with it though. For cooking, you want something a little bit lighter than that, I think. Right, so I'm just crumbling this goat cheese. This is local goat cheese, of course. Again, got it at Whole Foods. This is made from like the world's best goats, like I guess award-winning goats. I don't know, and it's right here in Pennsylvania. I'm just sprinkle some of that in there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add a little bit more to make it fun. So I'm just stirring up some tahini, which is like, it's like a peanut butter, but with sesame seeds. Pureed sesame seeds. And they make this really great peanut buttery texture. But there's so much oil in the sesame seeds that it tends to separate a lot. So if you want to get it thinned out a little bit, you can always add a little bit of olive oil if it's too thick for you. I've already got some olive oil in here, so that's gonna cut the density of the sesame seed puree or tahini, which is usually served on like falafel or gyros. I know, I grew up loving that stuff. My dad loved that kind of food, so always I had a soft spot for tahini. Alright, so now it's going to be nice and hearty. The tahini is going to add some protein and a lot of that savory flavor. Throw some pine nuts in there for a little extra crunch, but kind of a contrasting crunch because the vegetables are really crispy because they're so fresh and juicy, and pine nuts are almost like an al dente nut. I love them. I actually had an almond cookie yesterday that was topped with pine nuts. Oh, that was a great idea. I'm going to borrow that one, I think. And these are just, you can get them in bulk, like at Whole Foods, or any other dry goods store. Alright, so now we're pretty much ready to plate. I'll take this over to my serving tray, I guess. See if you guys can take a look at that. Alright, so hopefully you can see I've got 4 really nice romaine hearts. I love romaine hearts because they're so versatile. You can make wraps with romaine hearts, you can toss salads with romaine hearts, sandwiches. I mean, sometimes I just like to dip them in my favorite dressing and call it a day. But here we're using them as kind of like a scoop, like a boat. I like this way of serving when I have company over because I don't have to use a lot of dishes. You know, I don't have to clean up forks and knives and plates for everybody. This is kind of like a free-for-all finger food thing. And it won't get too messy, so. Worst case scenario, some cheese on your fingers. Alright, just one last step. This is a really nice touch that I like to do on pretty much everything that I make, to be honest. Anything that's crunchy, any kind of salad, sandwich, shredded carrots. You could totally use baby carrots that you would like normally snack on. You can just shred them down and they add this like really nice sweetness and another texture layer that I just feel is missing out on a lot of really simple cuisine. So, I'm going to shred some carrots on top of it. And then Austin and I are going to enjoy it. So, you probably noticed, like, this is a vegetarian wrap. I'm a vegetarian, so this is like a totally complete meal for me. But if maybe you felt like you wanted to beef it up, you could always put like a nice grilled chicken strip, like in the center of your heart, and then wrap your salad around that. You could even serve it with some quinoa salad, and then it'd be like a whole meal. Oh, you might not know what quinoa is. It's a whole grain, which you can boil just like rice, basically, and eat as like, you know, your carb meal, or your, you know, your rice substitute, I guess. It's definitely like the best whole grain for you, and it's actually sprouted. Alright, so there we have our little midday snack for my hungry friend Austin. Thanks for watching.